Presentation, please.
Yes. Stand, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the wonderful things that you have bestowed upon us. We are indeed lucky and blessed people. We ask you to watch over us, guide us, direct us, help us to truly love thy neighbor as thyself, and to always think of you in everything that we do. Thank you for the beautiful day that we have had, and hope that everyone has a good and safe spring break. We be with the troops that are fighting for us in foreign land. We ask all these things in thy name. Amen.
Roll call, please.
Curtis Snell,
Here.
Chris Soap,
Here.
Bill England,
Here.
Bill John Baker,
Here.
Jack Baker,
Here.
Harley Buzzard,
Here.
Julia Coates, Bradley Cobb,
On.
Joe Crittenden,
Here.
Jody Fishinghawk, here. Meredith Fraley, here. Janelle Fulbright, here. Don Garvin,
Ready?
Chuck Hoskin Jr., Hannah Glory Jordan, present. David Thornton,
Present.
Kara Cowan Watts, John Masters.
Who?
We do have a quorum.
I'd like your approval of the February 16th regular session minutes.
Move to be approved.
Any discussion? Yes. Second motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving down to reports. We're going to request Mr. Pat Ragsdale. Would you like to?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to take a moment to reintroduce myself to most of the folks in here that already know me and I've worked with before. For those of you that don't, briefly, just by way of background, I have 43 years of service with the federal government, with the Cherokee Nation, 33 with the federal government, working for the Bureau of Indian Affairs in the Office of Special Trustee, where I was the director over their internal audit function. I worked here for approximately 10 years, and then I was commissioned officer in the United States Marine Corps back in Don's and my era. So I'm glad to be home again and working for the Cherokee Nation, and look forward to working with everyone in this room. Briefly, on a matter of disclosure, since I'm a former federal employee, I officially retired on January 31st of this year. Federal ethics law require that most folks that work for the federal government not work, there's a post-employment restriction for 3 years for working with anybody that's associated as a beneficiary of the office that you work for. Pursuant to the Indian Self-Determination Education Act, which was passed back in 1975, there is an exemption for everybody that has worked for an Indian Service, Indian Health Service, or the Bureau of Indian Affairs, or exclusively an Indian activity, said so long as they're working for a tribal entity, they are authorized to do so, which required me to file my disclosure when I was given notice of my employment here with the nation. So that has been done, and the I start saying the ethical officer, but that doesn't sound fun. The ethics officer, I did my counseling with them and did disclosure and all of that. So, and I tell you all of that so that you know that, just in case you get any questions about that. I've worked here before, and everybody wants to know who everybody is. So, in brief, that's my background. Again, I look forward to working with you. My job is I'm the director or group leader of, I revert back to the old days, group leader of government resources, which means that I have oversight responsibility over real estate services, registration, liaison with the boards and commissions, and Oh, yeah, internal audit, I couldn't get out of that. The job that nobody wants, but anyway, and I have additional administrative duties for the principal chief that will play out over time. We just got home last Monday afternoon, and I got back to work this week ago, Monday, and been running back and forth to our home and getting my driver's license taken care of. And just got my Cherokee tag during the last committee meeting. Forgive me for if I'm somewhere on time where I'm not supposed to be. I'm just getting back into the rhythm of the Cherokee Nation. I came here at 2 o'clock. I thought it was the education committee meeting, and I don't have responsibility for education, but I thought it'd be nice just to sit in at least on a portion of each one of your committee meetings, and we'll see you at council tonight. And so unless anybody's got any specific questions of me, I'll sit down and let my staff advise you on the matters that are before you today. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to reports, Management Resources, Angela Groove.
As you can see, I'm not Angela.
Say, cut your hair.
Yes. Angie's gone today, so she has asked me to substitute for her, so I will do the best job that I can. You have my report, or excuse me, you have a Management Resources report in front of you, which I won't read. I'll hit a few of the highlights. That there's been some, I've had communications from several council members regarding the community gardens, and just want to let you know that those are underway now finally after all the weather delays we've had and the delays from the other jobs that were before those. So those are now underway, and Mr. Hoskins, I know that no audit was done this morning too. So yeah, so that's done. There was one issue that I needed to bring up at, and I'm doing this at the request, or I guess at the from the education of Mr. Doug Evans of you all's staff in regards Salisaw Creek Park. There was $30,000 that the council had set back for some water improvements to the park. Unfortunately, the local rural water district down there was not willing to have that job done for less than $750,000 due to they wanted numerous upstream improvements in their system miles from our property. So just through Mr. Evans and also speaking with Councilman Thornton, just wanted to run it by the council to David, I'm not sure just exactly, or Doug, I'm not exactly sure, talking about the Salisaw Creek Park funding. I don't know if it just needs to be a simple request, if we can reprogram that for other uses within the park, or what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yes, Councilman Clerk.
Yeah, Doug, I'm sure you've looked at this, and I would like to move that we move that $30,000 over into resources as far as helping provide well water, operation and maintenance, caretaker vehicle, you know, if we need brush hog or miscellaneous on the maintenance, construction supplies, repairs, existing park facilities like shelters or picnic tables and that. And if we could move that $30,000 over to there and take it out of the water department or wherever it's at. Is there any problem with adding that to the mod tonight?
Actually, you won't need to add it to the mod. It's already in the budget. Basically, what you're doing is taking a vote to allow the program to do what they were requesting, and that's removing the earmark that was attached to those dollars from the last 4 years.
Okay. Second.
Any discussion?
Years ago, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. 2006.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna, you recommend putting a well down there for water? So your recommendation is to drill a well, put water in that
There's already
park?
well there.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
So you're gonna renovate the
I'm
well?
gonna put us on.
We're actually going to put in one new well and renovate the old one, so we'll have water up at the caretaker's site and some non-potable water for hand washing and just regular water uses down in the park itself.
So that's your
That's my
motion.
motion.
You second? All in favor of the... Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you, Pat. Appreciate that.
Thank you all. I might add that if you have a chance to go down and look at the old, what used to be called the Salisaw Creek Park property, you really need to go down there. You won't recognize it today. And if you look at it today and then 3 months from now, you also won't recognize it. A lot of good work going on down there. We have about 30 day workers a day doing cleanup work, and it's really night and day difference. I might add that we are working on two fairly significant donations of property from the city of Nowata, which I believe Mr. Hoskins is working with administration to try to figure out a day that you guys can both be down there for the signing of the deed. But those lots will be residential use. We picked some lots that be very minimal O&M expenses until we get those developed. Moving down to planning and development. The biggest ticket item is, of course, the Veneta Clinic. There has been a minor delay caused by a right-of-way easement issue with City of Veneta and Craig County RWD number 2. It's not a deal breaker by any means, and I believe that they'll have a resolution for that issue on Wednesday. And the last piece of house cleaning I have is, it's not in your report. Last year in October, the council did not have the committee meeting at Bull Hollow, and they wanted to bring that up to see if we wanted to have the spring April resources meeting at either Bull Hollow or Delanege in the form of a fish fry or a hog fry. And I was told I needed to bring that up to the group today. And I know that schedules are much more difficult than what they used to be.
We talked last year about having a hog fry or fish fry at Bull Hollow in April. I don't know if anybody remembers it or not. I just made a real smart statement was having my birthday. This was in April. Like a free birthday there, you know.
I think it's a novel suggestion, and I would be for it. And if I could make my choice, I'd probably rather have fish, but that's just my...
We have a second of that.
I say
Any discussion? Yes.
How about time? Can we have it on in the morning so that we can go from there to here?
That'd be fine. I don't know what.
Bull Hollow or the Long?
Yes, sir.
11?
11? 11 o'clock, suit everybody? 11 o'clock will be fine.
11 a.m. meeting,
11 a.m. meeting.
12 o'clock. Fish fry.
That'll be for the April meeting.
Which is
It'll be on the 12th, I think.
Is it Bull Hollow?
Yes. So we have the April meeting at Bull Hollow on the 11th, at 11 o'clock. And I think it's on the 12th of April.
It's big.
Fish. Maybe.
Fresh.
I might add that some of our fish cookers have retired, and we've had a request by the staff to switch over to hog meat, so maybe I'll have to talk with Councilman Crittenden.
Oh, I can eat either one.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
I can take you to Long John Silver's afterwards.
Do we have any more questions for Pat? Yes.
I just want to make a comment. I appreciate Pat and the group's work on that Nowata property. You mentioned that the speed with which she undertook that was impressive. And the outcome is going to be that it's going to improve the community of Knowater because we've got property that's just in bad shape. It's a great opportunity for Cherokee Nation to do some housing that's needed, and it's really a win-win deal, and I just appreciate his work on that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Pat.
Councilman Crittenden,
Yes, sir.
on the resolution we have on full council tonight, I will be there, so if you,
Great. And I wanted to,
Yes.
some of the seed corn and things that we got that were here,
oh, yes.
some of that's being put in the ground over there, so,
We have plenty more if anybody needs any, so
yeah, okay.
thank you all so much.
Moving on with real estate services, Linda Donaldson.
I don't have any of that.
Good afternoon. I believe you have my report. Do you have any questions?
Further questions for Linda? Thank you, Linda.
Okay, thank you.
Environmental programs, Tom Elkins.
Good afternoon. Linda, I would normally say you have my report in front of you, but I looked at your package, but I don't think you do. So let me hand one of those around, if you would, please. I apologize for that. I thought it was in your packet. I thought I got it in there early enough, and maybe it was just missed by some one or the other. I probably didn't get it sent on time, but doesn't have anything out of the ordinary. We're staying within our goals pretty well. Radon, we just, last year we just got swamped with radon requests, and this year we hardly have any. If you have any constituents that would like that done, we'd be happy to do that for them, like we did last year. One note, Cherokee Nation Waste Management did hire a CEO, Bill Lay. Talked to him a little bit. In fact, the chief had me run him around the landfill a while back, and he's got a lot of experience with waste management. I just talked to him today. He's discussing wanting to take some different waste streams in, and I said, well, we'll have to discuss those on a one-by-one issue. I said, if there's anything out of the ordinary, I would really like him to meet with you all at some point, and if you have questions about that, what his plans are, I'd like him to do that. So maybe in the April one, I could bring him through the resource committee if he is available, and you could work him over pretty good like you do me. No, but I'm sure he wants to present what he's planning on doing there and his vision for the landfill. So I'll ask him about that. One other note, that symposium, and I know it's part of your committee meetings tomorrow. It's tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow is about the Illinois River, and Wednesday is about saltwater injection. I hope you can come. We've got probably 60 or 70 participants right now, and I know some of those are going to be for one day or the other. There's a lot of community members there. When I say that, there's 60 or 70. There's some school teachers in the area that are coming. There's some. There's a mayor or two, and some of the staff of the cities are coming. And then there's just a lot of. We're having federal people, state people, tribal people, all speaking about these various issues. So if you can make it within your time, we'd sure like to have you come. I think it'll be very impressive. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Further questions for Tom? Yes, right.
On number 2 on your highlights, number C, what is that National Zinc Trustee Council? Because I know National Zinc had a big operation in Bartlesville.
They sure did, and they had a lot of pollution come out of there. A lot of that, it was a smeltering problem, and so most of the time when they smelter any kind of heavy metals, lead, zinc, things like that, most of the time the residuals come out and they don't carry very far, but it is within the Cherokee Nation. And we're part of a council within the state, tribes, and the feds together. By federal law, we're a natural resource trustee. So we sit in on that trustee council, and any decisions that are made with the money that comes from that PRP comes to us. That one we're getting in for one of the PRPs in Tar Creek was $24 million. I don't know how much this will be, but the money won't come to us. It'll be put in a package, and then the decisions that are done with that, like we'll want to have, like I'm certain we'll worked with Pat Gwynn and his group. River cane planted where it should be, other things done that bring back natural resources that more than likely were killed off from a lot of that.
For sure.
Tom, where are we on this compressed gas?
Compressed gas. Just talked with the Department of Energy last week. They asked me for like 3 or 4 paragraphs for each of the sites that we were working on that they had issues with. I was very diplomatic and gave them the information. The bad thing of it is, every bit of the information I gave them was already in the package, if they'd have just read it. But they're good with that. We should be, they told me turning loose of that money this month, and if they do, we'll start it next month. We'll put out bids next month.
Thank you.
And that includes both CNGs, the one in Rowan and the one here, and the recycling facility.
Any more questions for Tom?
Thank you.
Moving on down to old business. We have a number of the old business table. Moving on down to new business. Number 1, Jack Baker.
Yes, this is a resolution authorizing the sale of inherited property in the state of California. This is a condo that was left to the Cherokee Nation for educational scholarships. And I believe it's valued at a little over $600,000. There's a $160,000 mortgage left on it, plus $1,000 a month condo fees. So I would move that we approve Realty selling the property, and I'd like to move this to full council tonight as passed.
Second.
Here in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on down to item number 2, Jack Baker.
Yes. This is a resolution authorizing a business lease on trust land in K County, which has been leased each year for a fireworks stand. And I make a motion to be approved.
Here, second.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on down to number 3, Councilor Joe Crenton.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The purpose of this resolution is authorize the authorization of a fee to trust acquisition application on this property located in Adair County. It's 81.5 acres.
I second it.
The land shares its west boundary with Cherokee Nation Trust lands, and it's got some inhabitants, some endangered species of bats, I'm told. So if there's any questions, Ms. Donaldson can probably help us with it. It's down toward Bell, is it not?
Yes, I believe it's out that way.
Pardon me?
Yes.
Okay. And I would move for approval. I got a second here.
Do you have any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on down to item number 4, by Joe Crenton. Go to Fishing Hawk.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the same type of thing. It's a fee to trust acquisition application. The property is located in Adair County, consisting of 80 acres. It's the north boundary and part of its west boundary with Cherokee Nation Trust lands. And I would move for approval of that also.
I'll second it.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on down to item number 5, Kara Calvin.
Thank
What?
you, Mr. Chair. This resolution is for a lease on the firecracker stand, right?
Yes,
In Rogers County, I move for approval.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6. Harley, want to take that, please?
Yeah, this is a piece of property located in Delaware County. It's going also from fee to trust, and I'll make a motion that we approve this resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7. Harley, was that
Yes,
good?
this is the same type of a transition from fee to trust for 157 acres located in Delaware County. I'll put that in form of motion for approval.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Question. Is there any purpose for these to go to council tonight?
These no,
Only the first one
only the,
for California.
only the first California.
I'd make a motion that we move it to full council.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on down to announcements. I would like a request maybe. I would like for the, I'm doing the prayer tonight at the council. I would like for everybody to join me in the Lord's Prayer tonight, if you would, please. Thank you.
In Cherokee or?
Any more announcements?
When's the next meeting?
April 12th at 11 o'clock in Bull Hall. We're having
Steak.
pork. Moving on down to the next item, adjourned.
Oh, there.
All in favor? Aye.